What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Well, Jasmy's price is absolutely flying, and I want to tell you exactly what's going on and what I'm looking for next. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into it. And don't forget, if you do want to trade a little Jasmy yourself on up to 50x leverage and other cryptos on up to 500x leverage, although I do not recommend going to 500x leverage, you can check out that BTCC link down below. Guys, when you do sign up and deposit, if you deposit anywhere from $500 to $100,000, they're going to give you a 10% bonus on first-time deposits, meaning that say you go and you put in $2,000, they're going to give you $200 extra to trade with. Say you turn that into $400, all that profit you just made is completely for you. Again, this is one of the craziest deals I've ever put here together on the channel. Probably not going to have it for much longer because I know we're almost like 400 of you who are checking it out. So do check out that link down below. Let me know what you think, but it's an absolutely fantastic deal. This is where I do the 40% of my trading. So almost half of my trading happens over on BTCC exclusively. So do go check that out down below and let me know what you think. Now, looking at Jasmy, okay, let me give you a little bit of context as to what has been going on so you can understand why what Jasmy just did is so impressive and it's so strong, right? So obviously, what we've been paying attention to is the fact that Jasmy's really had quite a rough second half of the year. Of course, Jasmy's beginning of the year was insane. All of these highs up towards 4 cents. I mean, absolutely smashing it. But from there, things got ugly. We saw this ABC correction to the downside. We saw this pullback all the way back down to this previous point of support. And I told you all, hey, look, we're really going to need to see this red box hold up because if this red box fails, things might get even uglier from here. But what we can see is that, well, the red box didn't fail. We saw the support hold up here. We saw it hold up here. We saw it hold up here. We actually had a couple moments where we did purchase a little bit of Jasmy in this red box. And so, of course, we did see that support holding up, and it's now trying to push in the upwards direction. And so the game now becomes, okay, well, what is happening now? Because it does feel as if the tide is shifting, and then things are possibly going to be finally reversing here for Jasmy pretty soon. So let's go over what is happening from the macro perspective because it's getting interesting. And I will tell you, if at any given point, anything I say in this video sounds a little complicated, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about a beginner's video that I made for technical analysis. It's 30 minutes long. It's available in the Discord. You can go in and learn all about the basics of technical analysis. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that at the end of the video. And for advanced traders, I have a big announcement about the Discord server as well. So everyone just stay tuned for the end of the vid when we go over this. Now, looking at Jasmy, okay, what has been happening while his price has been trying to hold some support? Well, what you can see is that the issue that we were having was that the support was holding, but it kept getting rejected. Every time we would go up, we would get rejected, just over and over and over again, kind of forcing Jasmy into this consolidationary zone where it's just going range bound. And we saw this for months. I mean, August, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of just going sideways here. Well, a lot of people didn't recognize that the reason why Jasmy's price was getting rejected was because it was running into a macro Fibonacci zone. If you don't know what the Fibonacci's are, I do explain them in the beginner's course, by the way, but if you don't know what the Fibonacci's are, they're quite simply just predictive levels based off of historical data that can predict when we are going to see a possible rejection to the downside or back to the upside. What that means is it's a tool that lets you guess when points of resistance are going to pop up. Easiest way to explain it. But what happened is at the most important Fibonacci zone, the 618 to 786 zone, we ran into it. Look at this, right? We ran right up into that very important zone. We got rejected a little bit early there, immediately there, and we were getting halted off right there as well. But as you can see, something is shifting. Something is changing. What we can see is that Jasmy for a second there broke through that key point of resistance, kind of putting a crack in the wall a little bit, if you want to call it. Because when I think about this red box, right, when I think of this Fibonacci zone, I think of it as a wall. You can run into it and run into it and run into it, and eventually it'll start to crack. And the more and more you hit it, the more and more it'll crack. And the next thing you know, that crack turns into a hole, and it's a hole that you can go through. And on the other side is gains, baby. And what we can see here is that Jasmy, after having a crazy day today, has not only broken through this little range that it was in, but it did for a second there get above the 618 to 786 zone, which does open up the door of opportunity to the upside. But I'm sure, as you can tell right now, Jasmy's price is getting rejected. I mean, if we go to the 4-hour charts, that's a huge wick. And where will this close? I don't really know, but you can see that Jasmy is still struggling here. And so what I need from you, okay, what I need from you is to understand that, one, this is very bullish. This is a possible sign, a hint, a clue that we might see Jasmy's price start pushing back up, not only to this previous high here, but maybe even further, maybe even back up towards that 4-cent level sometime soon if we can continue this momentum. But what is standing in our way right now is the actual breaking out of this zone. Because what we don't want to see, what we really, really don't want to see, guys, is something like Jasmy's price get rejected all the way back down. We put in a daily close below 2.4 cents. And then next thing you know, there's just a big wick in here. Because although it will weaken this wall a little bit and crack it a bit, that's not a real breakout, guys. And you can't really call that a real breakout. That was more of a big rejection than anything because the bears were so successful at forcing us back down. So what I really need from you, okay, over the next 24 hours, watch this red zone like a hawk. I mean, keep your eye on the ball right now. If Jasmy's price is capable of breaking above it or even just staying within it, that is fantastic. If Jasmy's price is going to stay up in here, maybe come back down towards, let's call it 2.5 cents, right? And build up some foundation on 2.5 cents, fantastic. Or maybe just for a couple hours, it goes back down here. But by the time the daily close happens, we stay above it. That's also fine with me. But I want to see if Jasmy's price can maintain above or within this red zone, which currently ranges between 2.5 cents and 2.8 cents. If it can do that, it's going to start trying to open this door up here, guys. What we're very likely going to see is that this little inverse, not even really an inverse head and shoulders. It's almost more of a cup and handle pattern. This cup and handle pattern will be broken out of. We get a successful back test on top of that bad boy. We maintain this previous point of resistance. We start flipping into support and use that support to continue upwards. That might be what's on the horizon for Jasmy, but none of this can come to fruition if we get harshly rejected out of this red zone. If we see this red box at 2.5 cent level just force us back down to say, 2.2 or 2.3 cents, that's not good. And we don't want to see that play out. So nothing else matters right now for Jasmy except for, can it stay above or within this range between 2.5 and 2.8 cents. And as this does play out over the next coming days and throughout the weekend, I'm going to be updating you consistently on what's going on here. So watch it closely because we might start getting some trades soon. We might be an opportunity where we can start doing some trading. If you want to do a little bit of buying right here, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude with a camera. I don't think it's a terrible time because it has just broken out from this macro bullish structure. So sure, maybe it might, you might go negative on it for a little bit, but in the grand scheme of things, we very well might see this thing push upward. So there is a decent opportunity that Jasmine is going to make gains from here. So buying a little bit isn't a bad idea. But I'm personally not going to do any real trades until we see this red box broken here, because that's when the door opens, guys. That's when we can start pushing up to 4 cents, 5 cents to the upside. So stay tuned for that. I'll update you very soon within 24 more hours as we do get more developments here. Now, as I mentioned before, if you do need some extra guidance within the world of, crypto technical analysis, whatever, I want you to go check out the Discord down below. Okay. To get in the Discord, you have to join the Patreon. It's $5 a month. I wanted it to be super affordable so that there wasn't a huge paywall in front of valuable information, right? And what you're going to get is one of the crash courses for beginners is out already. There's 4 more on the way. There's one on technical analysis, fundamental analysis, leverage trading, meme coin investing, and altcoin investing. All of them will be roughly 30 minutes to an hour long. They're going to come with presentations, cheat sheets, and much more. That's for just beginners. On top of that, I post my thoughts and insights. I give updates every now and then on what trades I'm making or buys I'm making, sells I'm doing. Not all the time, but every now and then. I post daily technical analysis reports right here. There we go. Post daily technical analysis reports. Post daily fundamental analysis reports all throughout Monday through Friday. And for those of you who are a little more advanced, I have a $17 a month tier releasing on Monday. That's going to come with coaching, private Q&A sessions, workshops, classes, and so much more that goes deeper into detail, elevating your game even more. So for $5 a month, you can get all that stuff that we have there currently. For $17 a month, you can get a bunch extra on Monday, or just for $1 a month, you can just join the community, join the general chat, and go chit chat with everyone. There's over 200 members just from the last 8 days that have joined. So feel free to go check that out if you want to join a community and get learned up a little bit more on some crypto. And again, if you are more advanced, feel free to go check out that BTCC link down below if you do want to get that 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000. So overall, guys, that's what we're doing with Jasmine today. Watch this level like a hawk, guys, because it's going to make such a big difference. And I will update you incredibly soon on what I see from there. I'll be back home tomorrow, back in the studio. So don't worry, the audio and the video won't be bad forever. So stay tuned for that. I can't wait to see you all in the next vid. See you, everybody.